Now see here, beta, we were talking about intercondylar area, isn't it? So in the intercondylar area, so what do we have? See, Medical College London, London Medical College, you remember that becomes easy. Anterior horn of medial meniscus, anterior cruciate ligament, anterior horn of lateral meniscus. Then come behind. We have, then first we have like posterior horn of lateral meniscus, then posterior horn of medial meniscus, then posterior cruciate ligament. Okay, so these are the structures what we see from anterior to posterior. Is this clear, beta? You need to practice it for yourself.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
please practice, it becomes easy. Now see here, connecting, see what is this meniscus fibrocartilage? Medial meniscus. What is this on the lateral condyle, beta? Lateral meniscus. Bridging the anterior horns of the two menisci. Are you finding a ligament? Yes.
Yes, transfer ligament.
Transverse ligament.
Yeah, please, somebody should speak now, but otherwise I'll think you are not understanding. Okay. So I hope this is clear. That is the most important aspect in tibia. Practice it. Okay, see here. Upper expanded part, right? See, I told you this about these condyles. Okay, intercondylar area, we have this medial meniscus. Everything, whatever I told you is texted here, beta. Okay. Just revise once, you will understand. See, upper end is expanded. It bears like medial condyle and lateral condyle. Okay, and the superior surface is articular and it is showing concavity and it is covered with hyaline cartilage. We know this. Okay, whatever I told you is written here, beta. Like it has intercondylar area and these are the attachments. Okay, then you need not read all these things, but I'll take the help of picture and I'll explain you everything. Okay. Now see here, we are talking about, now this is the anterior. Now let us discuss first of all like borders and surfaces first, then we will go with the attachments. Now see here, now now we are very much clear with the upper end, beta. Upper end, like we have superior surface, intercondylar area, tibial tuberosity, and on the lateral aspect we will find there is a articular facet. For what, beta? For the head of the fibula, for the formation of superior tibiofibular joint. Okay, on the lateral surface of the lateral condyle, we will find an articular facet for the head of the fibula, where you will see the articulation of superior tibiofibular joint. Okay, that is. Now coming to this shaft. Now, what are the various things we have in shaft? We should check for this border. Which border is very, very prominent here? The anterior border. I told you, you can feel in your leg also. Okay. We have an anterior border near to the midline. This is the medial border. And away from the midline, we will have the lateral border. Lateral border can be also called as interosseous border. Okay. So if you have bone in your hand, you can appreciate anterior border, medial border, and the lateral border. Okay. Then what are the surfaces? Now between the anterior and medial border, the surface is called as medial surface. It is subcutaneous. You can feel in your own leg. No muscle attachment. On the medial surface, no muscle attachment. That's the reason we can use tibia for bone grafting. Okay, it's easily accessible point. Then we have lateral surface between the anterior border and lateral border. Whatever surface is there, you call it as lateral surface. Okay, and behind, between the medial border and lateral border, whatever surface we have behind is the posterior surface. Now, when you talk about posterior surface, there will be actually a line called as soleal line, beta. See here. Check for any other picture. See here, beta. If you observe this, this is actually the posterior surface. Okay. So in the posterior surface, there is a sharp line which is actually called as soleal line. soleal line. It is so named because soleus muscle is attached. I'm talking about surfaces. That's the reason now I'm trying to show you on the posterior surface we have soleal line. Okay, then behind you have one more vertical line like this. Okay, which divides the posterior surface into further two surfaces. Okay, towards the medial malleolus, we know this is the medial half of the posterior surface. Away from the medial malleolus, this is the lateral area of the posterior surface. If you have bone in your hand, you can appreciate these features better. These are difficult to show even if it is video. This is soleal line. This is the vertical line which divides into the medial half and the lateral half. Try to appreciate here only better in this picture. Okay, that is soleal line. Okay, now you are clear with the borders and surfaces.
Yes.
So three borders we have: anterior, medial and lateral border. Then we have three surfaces like medial surface, lateral surface and posterior surface. Okay, anterior border is also called as shin and it is subcutaneous. You can feel and you have already felt, I asked you. Okay, then. Now coming to muscle attachments, we will go with better. See, this is posterior. I'll show you. Yeah, this is posterior. Just found the task picture. Yeah. So this is the anterior aspect, beta. You are finding anterior aspect of the tibia. So in the anterior aspect of the tibia, this is medial condyle. Okay, this is lateral condyle. This is tibial tuberosity. Okay, what is inserted in the tibial tuberosity, beta? Do you remember? We have quadriceps femoris muscle. What are those? Vasetus medialis, vasetus lateralis,
Naturalis versus
vasetus
intermedius and rectus femoris.
All together, you call them as
Quadriceps femoris.
quadriceps femoris. Okay, all together. Where are they getting inserted into? Tibial
Tibial
tuberosity. Tibial tuberosity. There actually we will have one sesamoid bone, kneecap. Within this quadriceps femoris, before it is inserted here, you will find one sesamoid bone in front of the knee joint. What is that sesamoid?
Patella.
Okay, so anterior aspect of the tibial tuberosity is receiving the tendon insertion of the quadriceps femoris muscle. Okay, very good. Then I told you here we will have an articular facet for the articulation of which bone? On the lateral aspect? Fibula. What is the name of the joint here?
Superior tibiofibular joint.
Very good. Superior tibiofibular joint. Now let us see the attachment on the medial surface. Okay. So medial surface, you are finding just below the medial condyle, we have the insertion of semimembranosus. Can you tell me the origin better? Semimembranosus, semitendinosus, biceps femoris. All three come from same point in the hip bone, ischial tuberosity, isn't it? Ischial tuberosity, we have the hamstring muscles coming. They come from there and they get inserted here. Okay, beta? So semimembranosus is getting inserted on the medial aspect of the tibia, that is on the medial surface of the medial condyle. Okay, now after that you will see in order, this is the medial surface, right? Between the anterior border and medial border, in the upper part of the medial surface, we have, in order, medially we have the insertion of semitendinosus, in the middle we have gracilis, laterally we have sartorius. Now if you observe, these three tendons are actually called as guy ropes, G-U-Y, guy ropes, rassi, ropes, tadu. Okay, so what does it mean, guy ropes? That means these three muscles are coming from three different. ये तीन मसल्स जो है ना बेटा, रस्सियों के जैसा तीन अलग जगह से आ रहे, इसलिए इसको गाई रोप्स बोल रहे हैं. ओके, GUY, गाई रोप्स, रोप्स यानी रस्सी. अंडरस्टूड हंसराज?
Ma'am, I didn't understand, ma'am.
Okay, I will tell you. See here, semitendinosus is coming from posterior compartment of the thigh. Gracilis is coming from medial compartment of the thigh. Okay, sartorius is coming from anterior compartment of the thigh. That means, see, suppose this is thigh, anterior compartment one muscle tendon, medial compartment one muscle, posterior compartment one muscle. All three muscles are converging at one side as though they are suspending a tent,
Okay.
and they are like a rope. All three ropes are coming and converging at a common point. That means anterior compartment of the thigh, sartorius muscle. Okay, medial compartment of the thigh, gracilis muscle. Posterior compartment or hamstring compartment muscle is semitendinosus. All these three, they are coming and they are getting inserted on the upper medial aspect, medial surface of the shaft of the tibia. That's why they are called as guy ropes. Is it clear, beta now, Emma? Hansraj?
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody understood?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, then this is our anterior border, no beta? No. What is this surface we have? Lateral surface. From the lateral surface, what is the muscle which is coming? Tibialis anterior. Okay. What is the membrane which is connecting tibia and fibula called as?
Interosseous membrane.
Very good, interosseous membrane. So tibialis anterior takes its origin from the anterolateral surface and also corresponding interosseous membrane. Okay. Then we will come to the posterior aspect. You also find here iliotibial tract. Iliotibial tract, we will find that is the thickening of the fascia lata on the lateral compartment of the thigh. When we start thigh in our next, within 1 or 2 days, I will start thigh, front of the thigh, and there you will come to know in the introduction. The deep fascia of the thigh is fascia lata, and thickening of the deep fascia on the lateral aspect, it thickens to form iliotibial tract. And the iliotibial tract is now attached to the lateral condyle anteriorly. Okay, these are the attachments. Okay, then tibial collateral ligament you are finding here. This is one of the ligaments what we find when we study knee joint. Okay, beta? Like we had radial collateral ligament, ulnar collateral ligament for elbow joint and wrist joint. Similarly, when we study knee joint, we will come across the tibial and fibular collateral ligament. Okay, like that. Then, now coming to the posterior aspect of the tibia. So, posterior aspect of the tibia, we have semi-membranosus. The same insertion is going behind also. Okay. Then, posterior aspect of the tibia is also receiving the insertion of popliteus. Now, tell me from where we have seen the origin of popliteus from yesterday's class, beta? Hansraj?
Posterior, no, anterior surface of fibula. Femur.
Which, to be more specific?
Lateral condyle, ma'am.
Lateral condyle. Very good. Is
Okay.
it intracapsular or extracapsular?
Extracapsular.
Extracapsular.
Capsule के अंदर था ना बेटा. I told you more specifically. I
Okay.
gave you the comparison.
Just like biceps,
Ah.
right? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Insertion is here. Abosoleal line, because popliteus is 5 marks question. Again, we will study anyhow when we do popliteal fossa, but you should correlate. If you remember now thoroughly, it will be a revision there for you. Okay, abosoleal line, you will have the insertion of popliteus. Soleal line is seen on the posterior aspect of tibia, right? So soleal line is giving origin to which muscle here? Soleus.
Soleus.
When you have dissected the lower limb, if you recollect, soleus looks like sole of our chappals. Chappal sole it is. That's the reason it has been named as soleus.
Shiny, ma'am.
हाँ बेटा, चप्पल के सोल के जैसे रहते देखने में. That's why it is named as soleus. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now coming down, see this was our vertical line, no beta, which was dividing the posterior surface into the medial half and the lateral half. This is medial malleolus. Obviously, this becomes the medial half. So from the medial half, which muscle is coming? Flexor digitorum longus. And from the lateral half, which muscle is coming? Tibialis posterior. It's also taking its origin from the corresponding interosseous membrane. Okay. So these many points I want you to remember. Apart from that, when you talk exclusively about lower end, see the lower end, it is showing this projection, which is the medial malleolus. So the lower end is presenting 5 surfaces, same like radius. Of course, radius is lateral bone and tibia is medial bone because limbs rotate during embryological development. Okay, now what are the 5 surfaces we have? We have anterior surface, we have posterior surface, we have medial surface towards the medial malleolus, we have lateral surface, and we have inferior surface. Okay, inferior surface will be fixing on talus. One of the dorsal bone is talus. Okay, inferior aspect of the tibia is articulating with the talus bone to form ankle joint. Ankle joint. Okay. Now, when you talk on the, when you just look on the posterior aspect, you will find 2 fainted lines. Okay, which are actually helping for the passage of 2 tendons. Medially, you will have the passage of the tendon of tibialis posterior, and laterally you will have the passage for the tendon of flexor digitorum longus. They are actually, the lateral one is coming medially and medial one is coming laterally. This we will discuss again when we are doing arches of foot. This mechanism is important in maintenance of arches of foot when we do that. Okay. So, but for now, you osteology wise, you remember medially we have flexor digitorum longus, but the tendon is moving laterally. Tibialis posterior origin is lateral, but the tendon is moving medially. Okay, beta? So like that you try to remember. Okay. So this is our interosseous membrane. So that is all actually about tibia. I'll just check if any important points if I have missed. Intercondylar area, I told everything. Lateral condyle, iliotibial tract, everything we have discussed. Medial condyle, I told about guy ropes also. Capsule is attached along the margins wherever you have dotted lines. Anyhow, I will discuss capsule when we do knee joint. Shaft borders and surfaces, thin medial border. One more important thing you should remember in the posterior surface, beta. So in the posterior surface, you can see, just now I told you we have the, what are the tendons passing? I told you like tibialis posterior and also flexor digitorum longus. Apart from that, we also find posterior tibial artery, posterior tibial nerve, and the tendon of flexor hallucis longus. Okay, these are the tendons which are passing on the posterior aspect of tibia. Crisscrossing ones are tibialis posterior, which is coming medially, flexor digitorum longus, which is coming laterally. Adjacent to that, we have posterior tibial artery, posterior tibial nerve. More laterally, we have flexor hallucis longus tendon. Okay, so this is all what is written as a last point in the texted part. Okay. This deltoid ligament I will tell you when we are doing ankle joint. Now coming to the ossification. Primary ossification center is the center which is arising during the intrauterine life. That is during 7th week of intrauterine life. Here we have 2 secondary centers, for upper end one, lower end one. Okay. So generally the upper end one is fusing with the shaft. Always remember which is the growing end. That is more important. For femur, yesterday I told you lower end is growing end. But for tibia, you see, upper end is going and fusing with the shaft at 17 to 18 years better. Lower end is going and fusing with the shaft at 15th to 16th year. That means lower end is not growing end of the bone. Upper end is the growing end of the bone. Okay. So that is all about tibia. So